announcement that I am going to retire from Concordia College at the end of the contract year for 2016-17. And as a result of that retirement, that means my 47 years of coaching basketball and 37 years as a head will come to a close. But I'm looking forward to the new challenges that my next phase of my life will bring. And I know that challenge will be a fun one because it's going to involve a lot more time with my family. In making this announcement today, I want to make it perfectly clear that it has nothing to do with Eric Peterson's great article in the paper and the large 600 that was on there. And the President Kraft will back me up on this. I didn't Monday morning run in there and say, well, I got 600 runs, Bill, I'm out of here. That is not the reason. So how did I come about making this decision? When I hit 65, I thought that was the year you always retire. My dad retired at 65. But I wasn't ready to retire. You know, I wasn't ready for the gold watch and the snacks that go along with everybody that's saying goodbye to you. But I began to wonder, when do you know it's time to retire? When do you know it's time to back away from something that you truly enjoy and have really done your entire adult life? I've come to the conclusion that when that decision time comes, it's because of the result of events in one's life that determine the motivation that you're going to go forward with. And in the last couple of months, or the last several months, there's been events in my life that have made me think and have motivated me to do two things. Number one was to be the best coach I can possibly be for this year's team, and some of the members are in this audience, to make this team as successful as they're capable of becoming as any of the other 36 teams that I've coached. I'm not retiring from coaching basketball until this season is done, and this season is really important to me to provide these young people who are working their butts off to be successful. A couple of them, like I said, are sitting here. You see, we lost 8 players last year, and a lot of people didn't think we were going to be very hot this year. In fact, the coaches came out and picked us for 9th in the league, which is fine. But by gosh, we want to prove that our program can maintain a level of excellence. So that's my first goal, is to continue to work with these young people and make them have a great experience in their final season for some of them, and those who will be coming back to continue to enjoy playing basketball at Concordia. And lastly, it means that I'm going to be done, and that I'll finish my career as a basketball coach, and I'm at peace with that. And I don't have any regrets. It's just time to do it. And for some reason, that's what's come out after these events that's occurred in my life. I'm happy. At this point, however, I need to thank a lot of people for the 47 years that have impacted my life in such a positive manner. First and foremost, all my players, all the guys that have put on uniforms over the last 37 years and have gone out and competed and believed in our formula for success, our core values, and have done a tremendous job in their lives leaving our program. And in some way, I'm thankful and hopeful that I've had a positive impact on their lives because of their contact with us as a basketball coach. It's a pretty powerful thing when you can impact young people's lives, and I've had the platform with coaching basketball to do that. They're at an age where they're ready to turn into manhood, and to be able to coach all these young people, I figured it's right over 600 of them that I've coached. It's been a true joy. So those teams, those 37 teams will never leave me. I won't have any new kids coming in my life because this is my last team. But those teams will never leave me, and those people will never leave me. And I hope that until my last breath on earth, I'll still be sending you happy birthday notes. You know, and some of them are in their 60s now, so that's a Secondly, to all my assistant coaches and graduate assistants who have participated in these 37 teams. I can honestly say that I've never had a bad assistant coach or GA. They've all been great. I've been so fortunate to be surrounded with a team of coaches that has backed me up, have been loyal, who have worked hard, who have done the things necessary to help our boys mature into young adults by their behavior as well. So to all my assistant coaches, and there's been a lot of them, the GAs, I'm so appreciative of everything you sacrificed to help me help these young boys. Thirdly, to the folks behind the scenes, and there's a lot of them, those secretaries, those equipment managers, the trainers, the bus drivers, the student managers on our team, all those people who make your job as a basketball coach and help our players have the kind of experience that is a positive one for us because they believed in us. They were willing to do things for us and not just say, those guys are a bunch of you-know-whats and I don't want to do anything to help them. So to all those people that were behind the scenes, the Debs, the Thelma Abbotts, the Ruth Cases, thank you so much. And to the loyal fans that come to the Cobber games, that came to the Sioux games, that came to Minnesota Morris games, they're great. They're great fans. I know you had a lot of suggestions for me, and I appreciate that. But they were great fans. And to the administrators who I worked under for their support. And a special thank you to the 4 colleges that said yes to Rich Glas to come and be their head basketball coach. To Minnesota Morris, and in particular Al Moldy, the athletic director at the time, who called Rich Glas into his office and said, Coach, I want to ask you the questions we're going to ask the candidates for the opening in our basketball position to see what you think of those questions, if they're good questions to ask these people. I said I sure would because I was going to be a good team player, but I wasn't very happy at that moment because I was hoping I might get that job, but I knew I was young and I still was have a job as an assistant. So I went in after lunch and we sat down and we chatted, and when it all got done, he said, Rich, congratulations. It sounds good. You're our new basketball coach. So 25 years old, Al Moldy launched my career. To Willamette University, and the 5 years I spent at Willamette. To that staff and those people out there who took a chance on Rich Glas from Morris, Minnesota. And I guess Sandy and I took a chance on Willamette because we wanted to go to another place in the world and experience something different. And we got an interview at Willamette because I applied for it. We went out there and we left, I think it was 30 below zero and whatnot. We got out there, there were doggone roses growing. You know, it was a very nice area. And we were, for 5 years, loved Oregon and still do. And our daughter lives in McMinnville, and that's where my wife Sandy is today. She's out babysitting and taking care of the grandkids, which I'll be able to do next year as well. So. And to University of North Dakota. 18 great years at UND. I can't express enough gratitude to Gino Gasparino and Dave Gunther, who hired me back those years, and all the good players and the friendships that came from being in Grand Forks for 18 years. That's kind of our home. That's where our family grew up. Our kids went to school and high school, and we've collaborated, Sandy and I, a great circle of friends. And you friends know who we are, and we love you. And of course, Concordia. You see, Larry Pappenfuss and I, well, first of all, let me go back. I got a phone call one day from Jim Satter and Doug Defty, they're Cobber grads, and they said, Coach, the Cobber basketball job is open. You got to go back and coach basketball again for the Cobbers. And I said, I don't know, I'm really enjoying this, making suggestions instead of decisions here at Northern Iowa with Ben Jacobson, and life is good, I don't know, but I hung up and the wheels started turning. And I knew, and I can honestly say this, there's only one school that I would have gone to be a head coach again. And when life turned this way, when the events occurred, that there was an opening at Concordia, and had a little meeting with Larry Pappenfuss at the Courtyard Marriott. I think Larry's compared it as like going to a dance at the prom and looking at each other and saying, do we want to dance together or not? And with Larry's decision, along with Mark preaching, they decided to hire a 60-year-old guy to lead their program, and I'm certainly glad that they did. Concordia has been a great place, and I'll miss it, as I will all the other places that I've been. And when I look back on my path of coaching, there were opportunities where I applied for other jobs, I didn't get them. But when I look at the path that I took, I thank God for sending me on that path, because every place was the right place at the right time. And now the right time is to say goodbye to coaching. But not until one final thank you, and that's to my family. To the family at 1609 Birch Lane in Bemidji, Minnesota. My dad and my mom, they were loving parents. And my brothers, Boyson, who is here today, and my brother Bob, we had a great family. I'm so thankful that that was part of my life. And then I have my own family. And I'm so thankful that the first class I taught was at 8 in the morning on a Monday, History and Principles. And in the front row, and the first name on the roll call was Sandy Busey. And 2 years later, I had the motivation to ask her to marry me, and she said yes. That impacted my life in a lot of ways, and very positive. So thank you, dear, for all the support. You've been my rock for all these years, and my safe place. And as coaches, you know that rock is really critical. And to Jeffrey and Randy Joe, two kids that came into our life, and talk about impacting your life, kids do. But thankfully, we had two great ones, and I look forward to spending a lot more time with you and your lovely grandchildren, our grandchildren, your kids. So, in conclusion, it's been a great run. It's been a lot of fun. I've appreciated all the people that have been a part of it. And I look forward to the next phase of my life. Who knows what all is going to be in there, but I know it's going to be a lot of family time, and I look forward to that. Thank you very much.
Well, I can easily say that Concordia has been deeply blessed to have Rich Glas in the Cobber Athletics Department for the last 9 years. Rich came to Concordia with a wealth of experience to offer our men's basketball program. And recently, Rich became the 7th active coach in Division III to record his 600th victory. He's also part of a very elite group who has coached in over 1,000 career games. Rich has led us to the MIAC playoffs in the last 3 of 4 seasons. And not only is he a really great basketball coach, but an even better person, and one that I get to call a mentor and a friend. Rich, thank you on behalf of Cobber Athletics.
Thank you.
And it is now my pleasure to make a second announcement, and I get to now announce our next head men's basketball coach. I first want to thank President Kraft, Vice President Suodi, and Vice President Linda Brown, as well as our review committee, for their support and endorsement of our internal selection process. We were looking for an individual with high character who really fits with the mission of the college and our athletic philosophy, and to provide stability and consistency to our men's basketball program, all while making a commitment to our current student athletes and continue the recruitment of really high quality men's basketball players that we already have begun recruiting. We soon realized within the selection process that we didn't have to look very far to find our next head men's basketball coach. I'm not only pleased, but very excited to announce current assistant coach Grant Hemmingsen as our next head men's basketball coach. Grant, we want to thank you for accepting the responsibility to lead our program. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Grant Hemmingsen.
And supported me through this whole endeavor. To my parents, who are actually here today, the sacrifices you've made for myself and my brother are unbelievable. Having two sons that are college coaches, it's no easy task. But your guidance and support and your reassurance that this is what we should be doing is very impactful to us. So thank you. I want to send a special thank you to my brother, who is a current Division II coach at University of Indianapolis. They actually play tonight, so good luck to him and their team. If it wasn't for him, this wouldn't be possible. He's the one that pushed me and guided me into coaching, and I owe a lot to him, and he's always taken care of me. So I want to thank him. And I want to send a special thank you to Coach Glas. The past 4 years have been unbelievable for me. Not only as a coach, but as a person. You've impacted me and guided me through this whole process. I remember when I got the opportunity to be your assistant coach and people raved to me about who you were. It was more than basketball what they talked about. And now that I've been around you for 4 years, I get it. And the fact that I was able to be here as you got your 600th win and to be a part of this announcement today, I'm blessed. The foundation you've laid in this program is one that's going to continue to be successful for Concordia basketball. It's my job to carry that on, and it's hopefully going to be a seamless transition for our guys, because I respect what you bring every single day to the office, which is be a good person, do the right thing, and treat other people with respect. And I will strive to uphold that as a new head coach. I want to wish you luck to you and Sandy in this big new adventure you guys are going to go through. I look forward to the conversations we're going to have on the phone when you're at the cabin and I'm looking for help. I won't try to call too much, but I do look forward to that. But I really just want to thank you for being an amazing coach, but a better person. You've impacted so many people's lives for just being who you are. And what that stands for is it's tremendous. It's 40 plus years of coaching, and I think everybody that's played for you, and there's guys in this room that can just rave about who you are as a person. So I thank you, and I hopefully can do you justice as the guy that's taken over your program. I'm excited for Cobber basketball, and I'm excited for the future. We have work that still needs to be done this season, but the next step is going to be a fun one for myself and the program. I promise to uphold the foundation that we have built the past 4 years and 9 years of being the head coach. But the future is bright, and I'm excited for this opportunity. So thank you for everybody being here today. It really means a lot to see the support for Coach Glas and myself. And I'm just excited to continue my time here as a Cobber. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.